Morning, it's Saturday, February 4th, and it's going to be a cold one today, so I hope all of you have got some winter clothing if you intend to go outside. And if you don't intend to go outside, that's not bad either, right? Just take care of yourself. I don't want anybody out there getting frostbite. According to what I read, you could get frostbite in 10 minutes at the temperatures that they're talking about. But I don't think those temperatures are going to be the ones that we get here on Long Island. In any event, take care. Now here's what's happening lately. In Congress, the Republicans removed Ilhan Omar from a committee, from the Foreign Affairs Committee. And yesterday, Ilhan Omar struck back with a very, very strong speech. And she spoke very well. And it amazes me that a woman who gave that speech yesterday was the same woman who gave the anti-Semitic remarks about the Jews and the Benjamins and things like that. So one really doesn't know where one really stands, and we really don't understand what people are all about unless we see them in action in more than one opportunity. And she gave this fiery speech, and it was a good speech, and it outlined the fact that the Republicans were striking back at her, not because she couldn't do the job, but because of what happened in the Democratic administration, and they removed somebody from their committee assignments. And Ocasio-Cortez and Rashida Tlaib came to speak also in her defense and ripped the Republicans apart because of their actions. And both of them spoke very well. So I really have not felt any allegiance to the squad at all, since I think they're too far to the left and too far off the wall with their opinions. But let me tell you this, they can speak. They are intelligent women, and there's some men on the committee that they call the squad, the group that they call the squad. But those men seem to be in the background. It's mainly Ocasio-Cortez and Omar and Tlaib that get most of the attention, and also the woman from Massachusetts, Presley. And maybe it's because they're women they're getting a lot of attention. But in any event, the actions of the Republicans set these people off. And in fact, there was one or two Republicans that didn't want to vote this way. They didn't want to kick her off the committee. But they were given deals to go ahead with their vote that way. And that's what we see in this country. A lot of deal making, a lot of things that don't make a lot of sense. And I'm really sorry that I hadn't heard Omar talk before, because I'll tell you something, if she didn't make those anti-Semitic remarks, many people would have a better view of this woman, because what she said in Congress yesterday was right on target. And she said she doesn't care what they do to her. She is going to stand up and fight for her constituents. Now, when I heard her speak, I could understand why she won that election. Well, she's an intelligent woman. And she's a very, very visual presence. You know she's in the room when she's talking. Ocasio-Cortez, when she was talking, was just wild, a wild woman, flailing around the stage. What she said was correct, but she was still flailing around the stage. And of course she accused the committees and the Republicans of attacking her in ways that weren't fair. But they only gave about 30 seconds to her, so I really didn't get a good feel for everything she wanted to say. And Tlaib spoke so long they had to throw her off the stage. They kept telling her, your time has run out, your time has run out, but she wouldn't stop speaking. So there's a rift, a big rift in Congress right now. And one of the things that Omar said is they don't get anything done because they're too busy looking at the minutia. They're too busy in their own little worlds, the Republicans. They're not going to get anything done, she said. They're coming out just to be vengeful. And maybe she's right. Maybe she's right, because everything that's going on right now is nonsense. And then, of course, Mitch McConnell removed Rick Scott from one of his committees. Nobody said anything about that. That's like lying in the background. Now, you know who Rick Scott is. He's the senator from Florida, and he put out a plan, a proposal, to have a plan called Free America or Rescue America. And the basic premise in this plan was that we needed to turn over the Senate and other organizations, and he wanted to enforce a 12-year term limit. And McConnell threw him off his committees because of that. How's that? A man who's looking to improve the situation in this country instead of having the same senators in office for 30 or 40 years. He wanted to have a 12-year term limit. So McConnell threw him off the committee. And he probably threw him off the committee because he's also a naysayer and an election denier and those things too. So it is not just strictly Rescue America plan that got him in trouble. I think his allegiance to President Trump also got him in trouble. Because McConnell, he dropped Trump like a hot potato after January 6th. But there's some other people that were removed from committees also for many reasons. So it was a big shake-up in the Congress and some in the Senate too. And maybe that's a good thing. Maybe this country needs to be shaken a little bit. But I'm not so sure the shakers are doing the right job anyhow. I think that this turmoil is just a reflection of what we're going to see for the next couple of years. And it's a shame. It's a shame that we can't get everybody on the same page. They don't all have to think the same way, but they have to be ready to compromise. And I don't think any of these things that are going on right now are going to get us in that direction. So I look for 2 years, at least 2 years of turmoil till the next election. And I don't know what's going to happen in that presidential run, but I know from looking at what's going on right now, nothing's really going to get done for the next 2 years as far as Congress and the Senate are concerned. And we have so much stuff to do. One good piece of news is that President Biden is sending long-range missiles to the Ukraine. Really long-range missiles. So that might turn the tide in this war a little bit. So that's what I have for you this morning. Turmoil in the Congress and in the Senate and cold weather. Have a great day. Bye.